Song, episode 12. I will be watching it from Funimation's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, and go! Okay, that was weird because Funimation's, they're usually late by 3 to 4 minutes in the releases, but they're late 8 minutes this time, surprisingly. Oh, guess you can't be on time all the time. Now it's back! Yo, okay, that's kind of creepy. Let's hope they don't try to infiltrate Vivy's mind or anything of that nature. I just hope we get an explanation on that, though. Because, all things considered, we haven't really seen, I mean, I guess you could say that terrorist organization that tried to wreak havoc could potentially be a reason as to why that specific AI might have it against humanity. I guess if you're going by those metrics. But for the most part, I really don't see why you'd have AIs going up against humans, especially considering all the things that Vivy did throughout the series. So I hope the episode gives some major detailed accounts on that. Just so that it doesn't feel completely out of place. Overall, yo, I'm pumped up for this, though. Gotta admit, I love how the opening just gives a different vibe from the vibe the actual series gives off. In certain bits. Thinking of which, when they have all those little squares with the bits of the series, I've actually never tried pausing it before. I might actually do that one of these days just to see if there's anything that the series hasn't shown off yet that might foreshadow what's going to happen in the last episode of the series. Alright. Actually, I have some like old school footage vibes too to give it like a nice 80s, 90s like the feel. As if it were recorded with Okay, now when they put it in that context, it explains why they would actually rebel in that instance. Even though, yes, it was quick, I would have loved maybe more build up to it. I gotta admit, it was short and sweet and has good effect. I thought for a second it was gonna have a tear of regret or something at the very least. Oh boy. Interesting how to go that far. Wait, what? So no matter what, there was going to be condemnation then. It's a shame that Vivy couldn't complete her song in a much more peaceful context, though. Yo, I wonder what it said, unless it's true. Hopefully it isn't some kind of like subtle command that they implement inside of Vivy's mind that's not going to trigger at a moment's notice, because you never know with these kind of series, especially considering that Vivy herself is an AI. Hmm. Oh. Actually, I like how they're going to be utilizing a plot point from an earlier episode. They're going to have the act as a major plot points in this arc. The thing is, though, do they really have any other choice? Yeah, exactly. They really aren't teaming with many options. And plus, they don't have enough time either to be exploring any other avenues. Yo, I love her. I'm assuming it has to be with something else said to her that's got her on edge like that. I just hope Matsumoto has his. No, he's definitely going to be observing Vivy because he's the one that spent quite a lot of time with her, so he's going to notice whether something's off with her or not. That is a good question. Um, that's a good question. Maybe it's because Vivy was the first AI. Maybe that's why he has. Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But maybe there's more to it than just that. Oh, I wonder if. Oh, that really makes me feel bad for Asumu. It was already tough that he lost his wife, but his own daughter too. Honestly, I know Baby's gone through a lot of suffering, but damn, really makes me feel for Asumu too, though. Oh, I wonder if someone else noticed something is slightly off with Vivy too. I mean, it's possible. He also spent a lot of time talking with Vivy too throughout the years. Hmm. You know, with someone like Elizabeth, she probably won't even have a good grasp of it until after the mission's complete, and that's if she even survives the coming conflict. At least in her situation. You know, it's breathtaking seeing like that tower that was seen like the opening during nighttime. It has like a different ominous type of feel to it. But why am I getting the feeling something is gonna go terribly wrong though? Hmm. Hmm. You know, normally I'd say only one of you would be enough, but two! Two people on the strength of Vivy. These fucking guards are fuck. No! That. Damn! You know something I like about these sequences too? They actually let some of the cool stuff like Elizabeth utilizing the environment to her advantage, considering that we've already seen Vivy tackle multiple feats. And it's nice for Elizabeth to get that shiny moment in that specific scene for that reason. Hmm. Oh boy. I wonder if that squad's gonna be enough. Oh. Shit, worst part is the setup. Ow! I'm kind of glad they didn't show the blood spot. I probably would have puked to the pancakes I ate in the morning. I'd have seen that. Oh my! I guess it's just our two girls now. I mean, now, unfortunately, Elizabeth, if she's not going to be able to communicate with the Aww. Oh, no, 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 not Monster Milk. No. Oh. Aww. I like how that scene tells us a lot about Elizabeth's leader. Aww. Hope Elizabeth lives up to those words. I don't think that's an order. Yeah. Just going by the Fuck. Whoa! Can't wait to see with Elizabeth that renewed vigor, but I gotta admit, that is one of the most boss ways of going down. But honestly, that scene, it definitely lifted up a huge ass death flag on Elizabeth, though. Hope I'm wrong, though. I gotta admit, I even love the flexing of the studio with animators, because even seeing the cloak of Vivy move, the hair of both Vivy and Elizabeth move, and even like the detailed CG. Because usually when they mix CG and 2D animation, it usually looks off, but here it looks marvelous. That is a good point. Oh, man! Elizabeth utter savage, I love her! No! Oh! I definitely don't think she's going to be able to take on that armor by herself. I wonder what type of feature of that could be. I mean, Not gonna blame her one bit. I mean, I'd imagine the song that she poured at multiple years and being utilized by AI as a wreck in the world would unnerve anyone in this instance. AI or human, regardless. Uh, okay, I wasn't. Okay, I wasn't expecting the doomsday situation to actually occur in the episode. Oh. I gotta admit, now that's a ballsy ending right there. Which I would normally say, but going on the Funimation's timer, it's still on the 15-minute and 52-second mark. I gotta admit. Now the biggest question is how much of humanity was even able to survive. That's if any of it was able to survive. I mean, hey, Vivy was put in like the roughest of places. Well, oh. Okay, well, at least now they finally explain the significance behind the song at the very least. Oh, that explains the significance then in that case. Hmm. Quite the interesting perspective on Vivy there. Oh. And that explains where the apology comes from. I mean, the thing is, though, maybe he's gone through so much trauma. When it comes to something like singing, ain't, at least in her instance, ain't something that she can just pour out at the drop of a hat. And those are all good questions, and it'd probably take Vivy years, well, more years, to answer that. But if I had to venture to guess, yeah, I mean, Vivi's accomplished a lot, and she's shown off multiple bits of her individuality, too. And she's gone through serious amounts of adversity. Oh, it's actually nice hearing Matsumoto talk tenderly, in a way. And I love that. Matsumoto ain't giving any easy answers, but he's trying to at least guide Vivy into the right direction. I mean, now this is how you strongly implement flashbacks. wonder if we're gonna actually see, maybe if Vivy goes to the main stage, and plus with all those bits of her memories flashing back, maybe that will actually encourage her to sing, potentially. Oh. I wonder how Asuma survived though, but alright. I love the way Asuma says it with utter confidence. Yo, that is chat as fuck there. But hey, it's a sacrifice Asuma's willing to make though. Because in this instance, one life doesn't have more value than the life of many. I gotta admit, that is absolutely badass right there. And if that's how he goes out, then that is one of the most badass ways of going out. Yo, I love that look of determination on Vivy's face. Oh man, I'm just getting chills watching it. Oh man, I don't want to see Asuma die. Fuck! But, I mean, it had to happen though, but it didn't make it any less comforting to see that. Alright. That was utterly amazing. I'm definitely going to be giving this one a 10 out of 10. I mean, hell, the episode is so amazing. I slightly fumbled my words. And I usually don't do that. Especially because I've been doing live stream reactions for how long? But, like, this episode took my breath away. Because, for one, yeah, I could see maybe some people arguing that. Because I'm already seeing this episode, I'm already going to imagine a few detractors saying, okay, they're going to go back in time, so that means all the destruction that happened, it's just going to be reset. But no, there's still going to be narrative consequences, because unfortunately, Asuma is going to die. So that's what I love about this specific episode, because, while yes, it gives Vivy Matsumoto a chance of saving the day, it's not going to come without cost, because the series did such a great job of building up Asuma that even if Vivy Matsumoto succeed, it ain't going to make Asuma's death any less sadder. So I got to give the series credit for that they introduced the character for like a small amount of episodes, yet he had a huge impact, and that's what I thought the writing was masterful. And same with Elizabeth too, because I love how here it showed you that she was willing to. Oh, okay, I'm assuming the preview. Oh man, I was hoping it showed us at least a little bit of snippets of episode 13. I don't blame them though. Oh, it looks like that maybe that last clip is probably gonna be with Vivy helping save humanity. Maybe that's gonna end up with her singing. Now, that'd be an absolutely glorious and fantastic ending. But my goodness. Honestly, the series had me a little bit worried of episode 11. It was going to be able to patch things up, but the way they set things up in episode 12, it feels like they're going to be able to patch things up pretty damn well. So I got to give respect to this. Holy shit. Because I saw Warlords of Siegfriedia, which was also from the same writer for this series. And I remember that series having such a rush ending. I was like, please don't end up like Warlords of Siegfriedia, please! Where that series absolutely took the piss. And thankfully, it looks like Tappe and Nagatsuki ain't falling into the same trappings. This series seems like it's got a game plan, and it's going to completely execute that game plan. And that's something that I find utterly amazing with this series too, where it always constantly has me on my edge of the seat. But then after witnessing this, I'm like, all right, I'm loving where this is going. Now, aside from what it did narratively, I also love that little scene too where Elizabeth's master pretty much called her a friend. And that's really damn sweet too. Because it further emphasizes the fact in the series where it's pretty much about coexistence, because pretty much it's one of its themes is just because you don't necessarily fully understand something doesn't mean that you can't coexist with it. It's about getting to understand it. And that's one of the things that this episode emphasized beautifully the most, too. That's why I absolutely adore this episode, on top of the massive amounts of action, because every scene was tense. Even like the emotional bits where Vivy was trying to save a human, but she didn't see, like stuff like that really got to me. And then seeing Osuma's death really got to me. Because when we saw him pass away in the first episode, it was like, oh, okay. But then this episode, it was like, no, you don't want to see anything happen to him, especially since they've built him up so much. And that's why I got to give the series credit, because it made me feel for characters where I only saw them for like 2 or 3 episodes, and it made me care a lot about them. And that's an impressive feat, because most animes try similar feats where they sometimes introduce a character after like 2 or 3 episodes of screen time, then they kill them off. But in those cases, they usually film building up those characters so that when they pass away in other animes, I usually don't care much. This series is like the polar opposite. Everything is so well done where it's like, nah. Every single little bit counts. And that's why I thought the episode was another masterpiece. And then aside from all that, gotta give absolute credit to Studio Wit. They've got by far one of... No, I'd venture to say that this series is by far the most beautiful looking anime of the season in my opinion. And I'm watching all the non-sequels and non-spin-off animes. Because to have CGI that doesn't even look out of place, you can definitely tell in this series it's massive amounts of growth for Studio Wit. Just seeing how when you had some of their first few animes like Attack on Titan, when it had CGI, it looked a bit off in some places, and then to see them just utilize it years later completely masterfully, it was just a visual delight. So I gotta give credit to not just the animators that did the 2D sequences, but the CG sequences too, because this season, oh lord, I have seen so many animes fuck up their CGI, like Fromo, My Dear Kramer movie, which had a movie budget, but the CGI there was atrocious. And don't get me wrong, I love the Dragon Quest Adventure, but oh, good lord, sometimes the CGI in that series, it does not fit in with the environments at all. Here, no. Every single time you see it in this episode, it didn't just fit in. It meshed well with 2D and actually made it look even better. Because you can tell with that extra production time, the 2D animators were able to make more details, like the multiple amounts of shading on Vivy's hair, having her coat move. I gotta guess that's pretty damn hard to animate. So that's why the visuals also get full marks from me in that department. Vocal performances were absolutely, utterly amazing. Everyone did a fantastic job. And that's why I feel the episode is a 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't think I can rate it anything less than that. And fuck yeah, I'm definitely going to be reacting to episode number 13. I just hope, please, Funimation, for the love of everything, please release your episode on time. Don't release it like 8 or 10 minutes later. Please release it at 8:59 Pacific time, the time you're supposed to release it, not at like 7 a.m. because, like, I want to watch episode... I'm greedy. I want to watch episode 13 as quickly as possible. I don't want a 8-minute delay for next week. Just... Man, that's how amazing the series is. Because for most animes, when I watch them, I don't mind an 8-10 minute delay. But this series is so utterly amazing, I'm like, nah. 8 to 10 minutes makes a big difference to me because of how glorious this series is. And I can't say that for a lot of anime at all. But yeah, I gotta tip my cap though to to Studio Wits and the animators, the voice actors and actresses in Tappei Nagatsuki. And oh man, I'm excited for the masterpiece. Oh, I'm assuming the series is gonna be a masterpiece because the first 12 episodes have been masterful. And episode 13 looks like it's set up for massive amounts of success. And apparently, I actually looked at XYZ's website. In this series has a lot of pre-orders in Japan, so it looks like Japan loves Vivy Florite's Ice song a lot. Which I'm glad because this series, it deserves every bit of success it has. If anything, I think it should have been the most pre-ordered anime of the season. Don't get me wrong. I like Godzilla, Singular Point. Don't get me wrong. I like it. But I love Vivy a lot more. But, hey, you know what? The series that are the top pre-orders of the series I like, so I'm not going to do too much complaining at all. And I'm still glad that Vivy seems like it's going to be a success, which it's well-deserved. Studio Wit and everyone involved deserves the success. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, or subscribe if you do not want to miss my reaction to episode 13. And I hope y'all have a safe, fun, and fantastic day. And I'll see y'all in either next week if you're only watching my reactions to Vivy, or in 3 to 5 minutes if you're going to catch my reaction to 86 episode 10. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching my video and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.